Oh, so you mean? All right, all right. I have it now. Well done, well done. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The second day of November is upon us. It is 26 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour. We say good morning and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Wake Up Call right here on X104.3 FM. You've got DJ Jose and yours truly, Crystal, to take you up until the 10 o'clock hour this morning. We're going to be talking about quite a few things this morning here. But first, before everything else, you have to give thanks, all right? So you open your eyes this morning, give thanks for that. You're able to get up off your bed this morning, give thanks for that. You were able to wake up and become conscious. Give thanks for that. You're able to turn on your engine this morning. Never mind the price of the pumps gone up and will continue to increase with time. At least your engine turning over. Clickety click, click, click. All them fancy things in between. All right? Speaking of going up, cooking gas gone up. So, does that mean that... Nah. The increase is not that significant to cause an increase in food, like cooked food, restaurants, people who at home baking a little cakes and things. Nah, it's not that significant. They could absorb that change. All right? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good morning to all the folks across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the rest of the region, US, UK, Canada, Asia, Africa, wherever you are, however you're locked on, whether it's via 88.5, 104.3, www.x104fm.com, your favorite app, your favorite website. Good morning to you. Come on, tell me a little bit now, man. Come the man. All right. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Extreme 104 SVG. So if you want to join us, you see the little pop-up there, just click on it and let's get going this morning. Listen, I just see the word cold, so I just remember something. I find them nights here real chilly. For the past 3 or so nights, it's real chilly. I mean, there are some people who sleep under coverings even when it's really, really, really hot. But Lord, them nights real chilly. You know what that means? Christmas is around the corner. Wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait because I think we need Christmas. We need some form of Christmas. You know, it's a favorite time of year for a lot of people. We need something to help to change your mood a bit, you know? It's just like this dark, gloomy cloud has been over us for some time. And even though there is a little trickle of sunlight or sunshine, it just moves away as quickly as it comes. So we got the good news from CXC. We got the good news from the reduction in the number of positive cases of COVID-19. But like there's something out there that's just blowing away our silver linings. Or the silver linings are so thin. All right? It's going to be over soon. Don't worry about that. The children are back in the classroom for the most part. There are a few schools that are not open. They will be opening tomorrow morning. All right? So as you prepare yourselves, good morning to you. Yeah, it might be a struggle to get them out of bed this morning. You are back in it. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a parent and have to, after months of being at home, you're now back in the mode of preparing your children to go to school? How does that feel? How does it feel sitting down in the car and having to tell them, keep quiet in the back, trying to listen to the radio? How does that feel? And students, if you're listening, maybe you can tell mommy to message us. How does it feel being back in class? Being back among your friends, being back with your teachers. So until the 19th of November, right? Teachers, good morning to you. And the staff of the various schools across SVG. All the schools. Good morning. You got to provide your either vaccination card or your negative test, the negative PCR test, before you could even go on the school compound, before you're allowed to go inside to teach people, them children. And come the 19th, no vaccination card, at least first dose, you ain't going away. Back home. Wow, huh? Counting down. 19 minutes to 17 more days to go. We'll see how it goes. PM already said he doesn't want any fighting. Not physical fighting, but no sort of hassle. He's hoping for that to not happen. A lot of people are hoping for that to not happen. But we'll see how it goes as time progresses. And as you get closer and closer to November 19th. Seems like a big day. It is a big day. It is a big day. All right. Now, in terms of... Okay, no, that's for the end. That's for the end. We'll give you your new COVID-19 figures at the end. All right? And bear in mind that yesterday morning, one of the last things that we touched on was dengue. All right, so there's a fucking schedule that's out. It's normally posted on various news sites, so you need to go and check it out, because whenever they come around, it's always best to have your windows open and so on. So make sure that you get all that gas inside, so you could run out the mosquitoes to somewhere else or kill them or something. I don't know what the fog does. If it kills or it just runs them to somewhere else, probably kills. But you know, you got to do what you have to do to make sure that you do not get dengue fever, because we're still in a spike. We have a spike for COVID. We have a spike for dengue. Come on. Come on. Whatever is in our control, get to it. You understand? Now let's say good morning. Good morning to Akel. It says, morning, guys. Have a blessed day today. Thank you so much. Want to big up Sexy, Abby, Keisha, Amanda, Brittany, Tallman, same way. Or Sam, same way. Yes. I got it now. I got it. Good morning to Joshua in Bermuda. Let's see who's checking in on the Facebook. Good morning to Kathy, saying it's good morning, Crystal. It's a cold morning here in New York. Can't wait to come home. Come home. Come home. Ye who are weary and vaccinated, come home. Sorry. Marisha, good morning to you. Good morning to Orville. And good morning to everyone in Antigua. Good morning to Joshua. Good morning. Did I say Joseph? Good morning, Joseph. Good morning to Aphasia. Saying good morning, Crystal. Stay safe and blessed. Thank you. Good morning to Lornette. Morning, Lornette. How are you doing? It's been a while. Where are you? Where are they? Good morning, Roseanne. Lynette Ned. You're supposed to know who that is. Hi, I'm Press. Good morning, Fires. Nice to have you on the inside. Good morning to Denville, Sister Crystal and Brother Jose. Good morning. Enjoy your Tuesday. All right. Most definitely. Now, there are a number of things that we touched on very briefly yesterday. Good morning's coming in. Good morning, Tamara. All right. Good morning, Marston. Good morning to Joshua. Good morning, love. How are you doing? Where are you? Good morning, Rose. I don't know who you're talking to. I am Pressa. She's in London. You're under the London Bridge, eh? Oh, next to Big Ben. Good morning. Hope you're enjoying yourself over there, you know. Yeah, man. Good morning to Paulette. Thank you very much, Paulette. I really appreciate that. Good morning to Highly Favored. Good morning to Donna. So yesterday, I wanted to touch on schools just a bit, all right? And we started, but we were not able to finish. Okay? So schools reopened for the most part yesterday, whether in terms of blended. And when you say blended, it means a combination of online and a combination of online and face-to-face classes. Other schools were able to open fully for face-to-face. Now, the reason that there is a difference pretty much based on vaccination, or the vaccination rate of that school. So the more teachers or the more staff that was vaccinated at the school, you would understand that they would move towards face-to-face, because that is the mission right now. That is why there's a push towards getting all teachers vaccinated. That is why it's now mandatory. That is why they're now termed as frontline workers. So you could include them in the legislature. Right. That has been put in place. That is why come November 19th, well, we don't know what's going to happen on November 19th. We could suspect, but we don't know definitively. All right. So that is the aim, to get all the students back in class face-to-face, to get all teachers back in class face-to-face. So that's why there's a bit of a difference. Now, during the independence briefing, the independence message that was shared by our Prime Minister, of SVG, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Egan Salves, he said that getting back to face to face fully or reopening schools was dependent on a number of factors. One of the factors, vaccination. The second one was that some of the schools were not ready as yet. Ready because of infrastructure and ready because of shelteries from the last Last volcanic eruption. Now, I am absolutely positive that on Thursday last week, I shared a point that was made that all the shelteries were out of the schools. And that would have been shared on Wednesday. Now, I want to give the Prime Minister the benefit of the doubt to say that maybe I heard incorrectly or I made an incorrect note or something. But it's based on something that I just picked up there. Now, we're hearing from the Minister of Education that the schools that were not able to open on Monday because there were two sets. Most of the schools were opened yesterday, and about 6 of them will be opening tomorrow. Now, he said in that the schools, some of the schools, still had shelteries. Now, that is a bit confusing. Now, if my memory is in fact correct, it begs to question who gave incorrect information along the way. Why is it that one government official is saying that the shelters, everybody's out the shelters, and then 2 days later, another government official, whether it's Prime Minister or Minister of Education or PS, I'm going to say government official, coming back 2 days later to say that the schools still have shelteries in them. What are the facts? Is it that somebody got the wrong information? Is it that they were supposed to be out by a certain time and they didn't? Is it that they moved back into the schools? Confused right now. I trust that it's not somebody who was, or it's not a case of maybe you got the wrong information, or maybe you remembered incorrectly, or maybe it was an intentional statement to the people of SVG. I am not sure what is happening here, but they're very conflicting. So, should we now ask, what is the real reason those schools, some of them had to be moved to different locations? All right, the ones that are opening tomorrow morning, they had to be moved to different locations. But the others, like, what is the real reason? Another question to ask, right? How much of an impact did COVID-19, I'm not speaking about the volcanic eruption because most of the shelteries were out of the schools already. So I believe that for most of the schools, there was sufficient time to get them cleaned up and get them fixed. I believe that. Because that's what we're told. That's the impression that we're given. But what is the reason that the other schools were not able to be opened? Let's not talk about the vaccination right now. How much of an impact does COVID-19 have on the fixing up of the schools? Not reopening because of the high number of cases or the low number of cases or the deaths or vaccination. But in terms of the delays, fixing up the schools, getting the benches and desks fixed, how much of an impact did that have on the reopening of schools? It may or may not be answered, but just something I thought about. Just something I thought about. Now, yesterday I also mentioned that I walked through Kingston on Friday, and Kingston was almost packed to capacity. Yes, it was end of month, But another reason Kingston was full, and here now Kingston was full yesterday too, full of people looking for things for their children for school. Bearing in mind, school opened yesterday, and people were still looking for shoes, looking for socks, looking for belt. I see people buying shirts. In part, I don't give you wrong for waiting until the last minute, because it would have been really for people who you have to budget down to your last cent, right? For people who have to budget and who have to say, let me see, should I buy the tablet or should I buy the school uniform? I don't give you wrong for waiting last minute, but it kind of puts you in a certain position that possibly you may not get everything that your child needs to go back to school. So I don't give you wrong. Maybe a lot of parents bought all the books and some people decided to wait until the last minute to say, you know what? I'm going to wait to buy the shoes because I don't know if the child is going back to school. Considering what happened last year, and anything could happen. Months, almost a year, a very long time. I know that some folks are in disagreement with these parents, waiting until the last minute to buy school supplies. Why they wait until so long? They had whole August, whole September, whole October to prepare. Cut them some slack, man. Cut them a little slack, man. Some parents are meeting it very difficult at this time. There's always a consideration. Should I buy this or buy that? They can't buy the two. Maybe they had to buy a tablet. Maybe the child mashed up the tablet from the government, so they had to buy a new one. So, it is between the uniform and the tablet. That's some people's reality right now. But if you see Kingston, I'm pretty sure it's going to be packed this morning and for the rest of the week. Talking all thing in one, right? I feel like at this time, let me see how to say this properly. Yeah? Let me see how to say this. At this time, because things are so uncertain, I feel like we could have allowed the children to go to school in their own clothes. It's like paying way every day. To kind of ease up on the stress and the pressure on the parents at this time. Because for school, there's always like a wait and see. And you know how the ministry operates. You release information Friday for Monday. Or Thursday night for Monday. Which by itself is unacceptable. But that's for another day. That is for another day. But maybe at this time, the consideration could have been, just like with dengue, are we going to go back again? Because we're still in a spike for dengue. Are we going to go back to changing the student school uniform to the school's t-shirt? And most schools have the school's crest, the school's logo embroidered on the shirt. For some of them, it's on the uniform itself. Are we going to consider moving back to that, allowing children to wear jeans pants? I feel at this time, that should have been the move. That it would have been nice. Let me put it that way. It would have been nice. It would have eased up on the stress. Yes, the businesses that produce uniforms would have had to make significant change in terms of their production. But anything is anything, and anything can happen at last minute here. I know we're real last minute in this place. So I feel like they should have been wearing their own clothes to school, man. Might have feel less stressed too. You know? There's something else that I want to touch on. Let me see if I have enough time. It's 7:45. I have 5 minutes. Something else I wanted to touch on this morning. Right? Okay, before that. Good morning. What about single parents who are not working and have to try and find money somehow to buy the school things? Difficult, eh? That's why some parents will wait until last minute. It's not that they're bad parents, not that they're spending the money on other things like nails and hairs and superficial stuff and they're not paying attention to the children. It's just that they have to really budget and carry it down to the wire. Just like businesses have to budget, just like the government has to budget and pick and choose what to spend on, parents have to do the same thing. Now, as I spoke about Kingston, this isn't exactly trendy, but as I spoke about Kingston, taking a walk through the town yesterday, I decided to just look up. Y'all ever notice how nasty the upstairs of the vegetable market looks? For a structure that is, what is it, smack in the middle of capital city Kingston. Now, downstairs, ground floor, from the outside, looks absolutely amazing. It got a little facelift. The nice little three colors is the peach, blue, and some other thing. Orange, something like that. Looks nice. Looks really nice. But Lord have mercy, when you look up, nasty. Like it needs a serious power wash or something. How can you have a government building in Kingston looking so dirty? The height of capital city. And here now, I wonder if tourism season was banging, if they might have cleaned the upstairs. But upstairs needs a cleaning. Kingston Town Board or Braxa, I don't know who is responsible for cleaning market, but it needs a cleaning upstairs. Good morning to all the vegetable vendors. Good morning to all the folks who are down there at the markets already. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hope you sell off today, Sell off your callaloo and your dashing and thing. All right? But Lord have mercy, upstairs looking real bad. Especially when they're coming on Whitechapel Road, they mother walk. It needs a little facelift. Thank you very much. Please, a little power wash. I don't know what you could do if you could. I don't know what you could do, but it just it's like black. It is black. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Happy to be Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you.
I'm glad you bring up the point with the vegetable market, but to an extent, Kingston and a whole need, and we can't just try to blame on the government. So before people say I fighting down, the people them who occupying each place supposed to take some pride, especially some place that's selling food and all them things. You're supposed to take pride in your immediate area. Mm-hmm. But then some big wig wife get $1 million contract to beautify Kingston. Did we ever see the beautification of Kingston?
What beautification?
In Parliament some years ago. They had a money pass in the budget.
You mean the 40th anniversary? Yes. Hey, Louis, but at home ain't done yet. It ain't even started yet. Don't remind me. Don't kill me this morning. I'm going to look it up. Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
But also,
continue. I'm sorry.
In Parliament, they had put aside some money for the revitalization of Kingston. Many times, money spent, and I bought that up. Too many people tell and people say fighting on convention is gonna do. It's a lot of these historical buildings throughout St. Vincent, especially Kingston. Those buildings should be preserved because a lot of people like to see those colonial, especially those white tourists when they come to St. Vincent. They want to see those colonial homes. And we should basically even the churches in St. Vincent, they should be restored and bring back to the luster because people like to take pictures of those things. It's like people go in Paris. A lot of people just go to Paris and take pictures of those old buildings, and they're very photogenic. But
the churches is responsibility of the churches. And church have money.
Yeah, it's responsibility. The church have money, but like I said, church and religion are the two most dangerous things on God, we earth. So then take the bad mind out of them heart. Then let me start my religion.
Yes, please.
But
Thank you.
but we have to take a little pride in our things, and we suppose I would assume the vegetable market you're talking about should have somebody that's fully employed who's supposed to pick up the trash or sweep the place or map up the floor. I want to say pick up the trash. I'm talking about empty the trash can and pick up behind people who dash the trash on the floor.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
You know what I'm saying?
that.
And speaking of that, I saw an interview, and I'm diverting a little bit. I saw an interview of people who go supposed to get dashed with Ivory down Camp Park because they didn't take the vaccine. And I see a man say he been there 27 years and making $40-something a day. Is there, it should be a law against them kind of slavery, you know. But then again, we like them things there. Me gone because me come check some emails and me reach from people phone and calling for me supposed to do any government what before Joe Biden and them raise my gas price again. I don't get it long then all I get it stuff yet.
Okay.
But
all right, man.
Big up yourself.
You too, man. You too, man. As he mentioned that, takes me back to Renewal at 40. The list of things that were said to be, are budgeted to be completed during that year from our 40th anniversary straight around. It was an annual thing. Straight around to 41. 6:52, we got 3 minutes. Let me remind you of what they are and how much money. School and Learning Resource Centers refurbishment, $6 million. This was shared with us 11th of February 2019. Right? Kingston cleanup, $1.7 million. This is 2019. Fort Charlotte and Bridge rehabilitation, $872,000 plus. Heritage Square rehabilitation, $450,000. Development of Joseph Chatoyer National Park, $436,000. Community Center refurbishment, $428,000. Renewal at 40 units and programs, $400,000. History of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which I'm pretty sure most of it can be done virtually, whatever that means, $75,000. Peace Memorial Hall rehabilitation, $71,200. Gary Funa and Diaspora Homecoming event, $65,000. These monies were already set aside, weren't they? For all these things to be completed. I can understand a delay in terms of constructing, because maybe COVID-19 hit at some point. COVID-19 hit March of 2020. This is February of 2019. How many of these have been completed to date? How many of them have been outsourced to private contractors? How many of them are the responsibility of Braxa? Because Braxa is overwhelmed. How many of them can no longer be completed because maybe the money is not there anymore? Maybe you had to shift around things a bit. How many of these plans have been squashed? Do you still have the persons who are working on Renewal at 40? Maybe we should be Renewal at 45. Where is the update on Heritage Square rehabilitation? Has that been squashed? Because Heritage Square looking the same. Kingston cleanup. I know the markets were worked on, but it's not finished yet. Where's the update on that? Where's the update on all of the other events? All of the other things that are supposed to happen under that initiative? Where's the update? Or everything has been squashed? Maybe I missed it. I'm sorry if I missed it. But back to the original point. The Kingston Vegetable Market, not the ground floor. Upstairs, when you look up, it look real nasty. And it's just so amazing that these things will just fly over people's heads. People who are responsible for upkeeping and maintaining the building, it'll just fly over your head. So you're probably accustomed to seeing it looking so nasty. It looked dirty. Needs a little bit of cleaning up. I'm pretty sure a power wash would be sufficient for now to give it a little facelift. All right. You got building alone looking nice and pretty like a little cupcake on the other side, and then you got blang right there. This is a little power wash, all right? We gotta maintain these buildings. It's supposed to be a big thing. Smack in the middle of the capital city, city of arches. We gotta do better than this, man. All right? I'm not speaking about downstairs. I'm speaking about upstairs. Outside like nasty. Okay? Somebody says that place and the prison as well needs a facelift. Kingston is a city of arches, some of the most beautiful. Try to preserve, they should be preserved. All right. Good morning to Isola. There are some messages on the WhatsApp there. I'm going to save those for when we go into the 7 o'clock hour. At this time, we're going to take a quick break. It is 3 minutes on to 7. We've got your X News and your local weather report coming right here on X104.3 FM. All right.